honor to invite Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Bhushan Ramkrishna Gavai, Chief Justice of India, towering figure in Indian jurisprudence and beacon of judicial integrity, to deliver the presidential address.
Esteemed dignitaries on the dais and esteemed dignitaries in the audience, pardon me for not taking any names because I thought that I will get an opportunity to speak at least for half an hour or so, but I have been left with only 15 minutes. The subject is very dear to my heart. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar and his contribution in making the Constitution of India. I have extensively spoken throughout the country and even in international universities on the said subject, and as the entire world recognizes it, it's Dr. Ambedkar whose contribution in framing of the Constitution of India is invaluable. I am greatly privileged to be in the university which had honored Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar with delete in 1953. Without much ado, because in 15 minutes I don't think I'll be in a position to even touch the subject. As all of us know that Dr. Ambedkar's initial entry in the Constituent Assembly was for safeguarding the interests of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and backward classes. So, as all of us know that the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly was held on 9th of December 1946, and thereafter Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru moved the objective resolution proposing the outline of the Constitution as to what is proposed in the Constitution on 13th of December 1946. Dr. Ambedkar was called to give his views on the objective resolutions immediately within 4 days on 17th of December. Little did he realize that he would get an opportunity to speak so early. He was not prepared to speak. But even then, if you read his first speech, you will be mesmerized with his vision on the Constitution. Dr. Ambedkar said that in the objectives resolution, we have provided for rights. But what about remedies? If the rights are without remedies, the rights are useless. And therefore we can find that Article 32, which has been inserted in the Constitution, a right for redressal of fundamental rights, violation of fundamental rights to any citizens directly before the Supreme Court, is one of the most important rights that is provided under the Constitution. Dr. Ambedkar said that if he is asked as to which is the most important article in the Constitution, he said it is Article 32, without which the Constitution would not be as it is. It is the soul of the Constitution. The second thing he said that coming from a political party wedded to the socialist ideology, there is not much in the objective resolution which gives commitment to the social and economic justice, the social and economic equality. After the partition, the area from which Dr. Ambedkar was elected was part of the erstwhile Bangladesh, and then he was brought in the Constituent Assembly in 1948. He did not know that he would be given the task of being taken on the drafting committee, or in any case, as its chairman. And then, with great hard work, spanned for more than 2 years, the drafting committee prepared an elaborate draft constitution which was presented on 4th of December 1948. And we'll say that the speech Dr. Ambedkar made on 4th of December 1948 gives a reflection as to what the constitution stands for. It provided a single citizenship. Dr. Ambedkar said that though we have a federal system, it is unlike the American federalism. In America, you have dual citizenship. You can be a citizen of one state as well as the Union Federation. He said that in America, there can be different constitution for the federation and the different constitution for the states at the same time. But Dr. Ambedkar said that for keeping India united, a strong country, then the situation warranted only one single constitution which would be applicable to all the citizens, all the states throughout the country. And therefore, we have concept of the one nation, one constitution. Then we have part 3, fundamental rights, which provides for the rights which are so primitive or so necessary for making a human life with a dignity. And though Dr. Ambedkar wanted to bring some of the principles in the fundamental rights, he could not do it, and therefore his contribution is the part 4, directive principles of the state policy. He rolled out a roadmap so as to guide the legislatures and to guide the executive as to how they should enact the laws and as to how they should execute those laws in order to achieve the promise of social economic justice as enshrined in the Constitution. Then there was a debate for almost a year, and finally, after lengthy debates, Dr. Ambedkar replied to the debates on 25th of November 1949. Dr. Ambedkar was criticized that the Constitution is too much federal, and on the other hand, he was criticized the Constitution is too much centric. Dr. Ambedkar refuted the allegations and said that the Constitution is not too much centric or not too much federal, but we are giving a constitution to the country. We'll keep the country united in times of war and times of peace. And we see that in the journey of last 75 years, though we had many external aggressions, many internal disturbances, but India has always remained strong and united. And in my respectful opinion, the contribution of the Constitution of India in keeping the country united and strong is totally invaluable. Then Dr. Ambedkar was given a criticism that the directive principles are nothing else but a pious obligation, a pious charge without it being enforced. And he said that the directive principles may not be enforceable in court of law. But we are not providing a constitution so as to provide a particular party to come in power like some of the countries. But we are providing constitution so as to provide a mechanism in which this country will progress, will act. And he said that the directive principles may not be enforceable in court of law. But whenever a political party in power goes back to electorate after 5 years, it will have to answer the electorate as to what has happened to the promise of constitutional, social and economic justice. And we will therefore see that in the last 75 years, the country has done steadfast progress in that. Though the initial journey was of a conflict between the directive principles and fundamental rights, and whenever there was a conflict, the directive principles should give way to the fundamental rights. The fundamental rights would supersede and the directive principles were subordinate to the fundamental rights. But we see that in 1973, 13 judges of the Supreme Court almost unanimously answered that directive principles and fundamental rights together are only the conscience of the Constitution. They run parallel to each other, at times intersecting each other. And though the fundamental rights are there to protect the primordial rights of citizens, the directive principles will provide a guidance to the legislature and to the executive so as to achieve the goal of the social and economic justice to which our preamble itself has varied. Dr. Ambedkar was also of the view, he was also criticized that the mechanism in the Constitution, one side alleged that it was too rigid and one side it alleged that it was too liberal. But Dr. Ambedkar said that we can't plug the Constitution for times together. We have to provide a space for the future generations so as to meet the societal challenges and amend the Constitution so as to suitably take the societal and economic challenges and answer them. And therefore, we see that his vision could be seen in the first amendment of the Constitution itself in 1951. In 1951, the state of Tamil Nadu had provided a GO providing reservation for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and backward classes in medical seats. However, that was challenged on the ground that it was violative of the equality clause enshrined in Article 14 and 16. The Madras High Court upheld the challenge and the Constitution bench of the Supreme Court also upheld the challenge. And therefore 1951, Article 15(4) was amended so as to enable the state to provide reservation for backward classes, for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. And therefore we also find that in post 1973 and particularly post N.M. Thomas in 1976, the journey of affirmative action so as to bring the millions of citizens who for their no fault were made to be away from the mainstream of the society and to join the mainstream. And therefore, as I said in the beginning, it will be not possible even to touch the subject if the learned Advocate General and the learned Vice Chancellor give me an opportunity after 24th of November. I would certainly like to come again and engage you with in greater detail. I thank you for giving me this opportunity. Let us all commit ourselves to taking forward the goal of our framers of the Constitution in achieving economic and social justice along with the political justice, and ensure that the justice reaches to the last most needy citizen of the country. Thank you very much.
I think you can do a better job by putting your hands together for the wonderful speech that was made. Thank you, Honorable Chief Justice of India, for your inspirational words and for illuminating this occasion with your wisdom, presence and statesmanship. We have a short felicitation function, sir. 2 to 3 minutes, so not much then. Not much. May I request a registrar, OSD sir, and Madam Shobarani ma'am to do the felicitations to our chief guest first. Yeah, we're glad to have wife of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Shobarani ma'am, as well in the felicitation party. Very quickly, I request the felicitation to be done to our distinguished guest, Justice Pamadigantam Sri Narasimha Garu. Very quickly. I request a VC, Registrar and OSD to do the honors, please.